In today's video, we are going to be looking at the best travel watches that I've ever worn. Welcome back to the Chisholm Hunter channel. My name is Harrison, as always. And as I was away on holiday today, I thought, you know, I've been quite a few places. I've been very lucky to take watches to the heart of Finland, for example, or the suburbs of Sulawesi, to some pretty extreme environments. And I've hand-selected in this video the best watches that can literally do it all in any environment. Before we start this video, if you do me a huge favour and hit that subscribe button to help a fellow watch nerd out, I'd really appreciate it. At number one, and apologies in advance, but it is the king that is the Seamaster. It's probably easier to talk about where I haven't worn this watch rather than where I have, because it's literally been everywhere with me. But let me just summarise in short why this is the perfect watch for travel. Firstly, it's built like an absolute tank. I've taken this everywhere and it handles everything effortlessly. It handles water, handles sand, has accompanied me up mountains in Scotland or to the edges of the earth. This is my travel companion. It's absolutely versatile. It works at the beach, bar, or at the business lounge. I've taken this into work and I've also taken it to the ends of the earth. It just works everywhere. The white dial fits everything. And not to mention the lume on this has been extra beneficial, especially when it came to the Northern Lights. So when you're waiting for the Northern Lights, you are in the cold and you want to constantly check the time to see how long you've been there. But the caveat to that is that you can't actually check your phone. And the reason that you can't check your phone is because the unnatural light will spoil the image of the Northern Lights. It will kind of go into the camera and cause chaos. So you need to use your watch. As a result, your watch needs to have a brilliant lume. And this watch does have a brilliant lume. I'm not going to dwell on this watch for too long, but let's just cap it with one thing. There's a reason why it's the king. Up next at number two, and instead of going to a specific watch here, we have a range of watches. This is the Casio MRG range, a watch collection that's had a lot of backlash because normally speaking, Casios are extremely affordable, but this is the premium end of Casio. Now, at first, when I was going to go to Iceland to dive down a glacier, I say dive, I mean ice climb down a glacier with a watch that's worth thousands of pounds, I was pretty hesitant. I mean, I literally have a scar, I'm not going to try and show you it, but I literally have a scar on my leg from where I panicked, fell down a glacier, and the crampon went into my leg. Now, I was so full of adrenaline, but I didn't even feel it. But to put a watch in that environment with axes, sharp objects, crampons, is not really great, but I was totally shocked at how incredible this watch was. It actually has brand new materials that are patented by Casio. Now, the material that they've used on this is carborium. It's a beautiful white kind of gleaming metal that has a brighter hue than platinum. But at the same time, it's a super, super hard alloy. It's actually about 4 times more hard wearing than pure titanium. And also, to top it off, it is extremely scratch resistant. That was my biggest fear going into the Iceland trip, is that this was going to get scratched, it was going to get damaged, I was going to ruin it, essentially. I thought this would be the first watch vlog that I did that I ruined the watch, but it literally passed every test that we threw at it. To top that off, it is solar powered, so if you're wearing it out and about, it is absolutely endlessly reliable. And overall, I think this collection just combines the premium nature of what Casio can do with their technology and the reliability of their old classic watches. I don't think it's something to be frowned at. I think it's just the BMW M Sport of BMW. Now guys, I just want to say for a moment that I have gone into detail about every single one of these watches in our watch vlog reviews. That's where I take them out and about into the elements. So if you want to get kind of a deeper knowledge of any of these watches I'm talking about, just head to the channel and search in the watch and I'm sure it'll come up. Next on the list, we have a watch brand from Germany. This is the Glashütte original CQ, not the CQ Chrono. And the reason being is that I did take the CQ Chrono to Finland and the rubber strap became really brittle because we were in the minus 30 degrees. Now this happens to all rubber straps, but I do think a Chrono model is a little bit more dressy than the classic CQ. And that brings me nicely on to the CQ. The CQ is German precision. It is absolute German beauty, but it also has that rugged diving capability. It's understated, flies below the radar, and it also has all the bells and whistles that you attach to a diving watch. For example, 200 meters of water resistance. It looks a little bit more vintage, and what I would say in particular is it's travel ready. I think that the Glashütte original CQ with a rubber strap is one of the perfect travel watches. And what's better about it is that only watch enthusiasts enthusiasts, only true watch enthusiasts know what Glashütte original is. So if you have someone coming up to you to talk about your watch, you know that they're in the same niche, the same industry. They're kind of a nerd like you are. And I think that's quite a nice detail. Moving quickly on to a watch that I loved so much that I actually bought it after the trip. This is the Seiko Prospex GMT in marine green. Now I actually took this to Sulawesi. Literally it was 32 or 33 hours to get there. It was crazy. I went with my girlfriend and I was going to go a diving trip and see if this watch could withstand what I was throwing at it when it came to diving, when it came to a hotter project. And oh my God, I loved it so much that I literally bought it. This watch is definitely at the upper echelons of Seiko's pricing, but you can definitely feel why. It feels chunky, it feels bulky, it feels premium in comparison to other models. It has a GMT function and that tracks multiple time zones at the one time. And when it comes to traveling, you are moving time zones. This was actually highly beneficial when I was in Sulawesi so that I didn't call my mum when it was 3 a.m. back here, but 2 p.m. over there. The next feature that I actually really loved about this watch was the deep green dial. I feel like that suited the aesthetic of Sulawesi because it's an extremely tropical vibe, right? There's lots of greens, lots of blues, lots of deep hues. And I feel like this just suited that environment extremely well. It's weird. I feel like in snowy environments, in colder environments, blue works a little better. But when it comes to hotter environments, I feel like green fits the bill. This watch was just endlessly reliable and it did have the tool watch features that I needed for a reliable companion, so to speak. So I do think that Seiko just absolutely nailed this one and literally they nailed it so much that I couldn't say no to getting one. Before I go on, let me know what your favorite travel watch is in the comments. It's weird, I feel like depending on the country I go to, I could wear a different watch to that country. Especially when it's Iceland or Finland, these colder countries I definitely think suit the darker hues of a blue or a black. Whereas somewhere like here, I'm actually in Spain at the moment, I think suits the greens. Next up, and you guys are gonna absolutely kill me for this, but this is the Garmin Mark Q Gen 2 Carbon. Now this is a watch that I actually own, and the reason I'm putting this watch in this category is there's a certain caliber of people that just do not enjoy luxury mechanical watches. And that's absolutely fine. Everyone has their own view and own opinion. And normally when people don't like mechanical watches, they do like digital watches. Now I have a vendetta against Apple. I really dislike Apple watches, and I can explain that in another video, but I think when it comes to something that tracks your fitness, that tracks your cardio, that tracks your activities, the Garmin is literally the best watch for it. Now, I've been very lucky in that I've had quite a few people on the Into the Mind podcast that are professional climbers or sports people, and mostly they use Garmin's because they want to track their fitness even when they are away. I had a guy called Tim Miller on the podcast. Incredible guy. He actually was caught in an avalanche that killed 2 of his friends, and he managed to bite his way out his tent and get out. Now, he wears Garmin's whenever he goes on holiday because even when he's on holiday, normally it's an activity holiday. Normally he's climbing. So I do think that Garmin is the sports brand of the watch industry. And I think that if you go on active holidays, cycling holidays, climbing holidays, diving holidays, Garmin is the brand that you should take. Next up, it's an absolute classic. It's a classic that Chris Howe, a buddy of mine, had in Iceland. And it is the Rolex Explorer 1. I feel like of all the Rolex models that you could take traveling, the Explorer 1 is the watch that fits every occasion, that fits every environment. It fits the dressy attire if you want to wear it out. It also fits the hiking attire. And also you're not as concerned about getting it scratches because scratches in an Explorer 1 are battle scars. It's memories that you've attached to your watch. Also, in the light and in videos and photos, this watch just looks absolutely to die for. Now, it's funny, I was actually going to mention the Explorer 2, but I think the Explorer 1 is more used in working environments than the Explorer 2. I feel like the Explorer 2 is just that little bit more dressy because of the stainless steel bezel. Now, it obviously depends where you wear this watch, but I do think the Explorer 1 has the perfect proportions for a smaller activity watch. But on that note, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong, this is just a personal list. It's just a quick update because I am on holiday today. And I realized that I didn't want to miss 2 videos a week because I've not missed 2 videos in a week in 3 years, which is pretty insane. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. If you have enjoyed, please hit that subscribe button or follow our Instagram at Chisholm Hunter Watches. And I'll see you guys when I'm a little bit more tanned.